Good morning. It's Ben with I'm Not Licensed, and coming to you from the kitchen today. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. A lot of shit, a lot of, I guess, just dumb shit, whiny shit, life shit has been going on. Today, I kind of wanted to cover something, that's becoming more and more popular in life, and it's hormones. So, let me first start by saying, one, I'm not a licensed therapist to be giving anybody life advice. Whether you listen to me or not, that's up to you. I can't legally give you any of that advice or any of that nature. I only call it I am not licensed because I'm not. I'm not licensed. I'm just a guy living. Uh, some days it's a pretty good life. Other days, not so much. But just living a mediocre life. Saw that other people were on YouTube and making money and just talking about themselves and their life and stuff. And I thought, you know what? I've got plenty of stories to tell, and I've got plenty of shit going on in my life, and I'm constantly compiling more and more shit to go with it. So today I kind of want to cover hormones, mostly because again, I'm not a licensed doctor, not a PhD. I'm not a hormonal therapist or any of that nature, but I have gone through it, and now I'm currently going through it for the third time. And I say the third time because the first time was my ex-wife, and then now my third time is my current girlfriend. So let's start with me, right? So this is a pretty embarrassing topic. I'm not going to lie. Nobody ever wants to talk about this. Guys don't want to talk about it. Guys don't want to talk about it to other guys. But the reality is this, right? So I was suffering with DD, and I was having problems. It stemmed from back when I was with my ex-wife, which was years ago. And it just gradually got worse and worse. And then I started seeing my current girlfriend over a year ago. And then it started to get pretty fucking bad. And it was embarrassing, to say the least. It was stressful. It's still kind of stressful, and I'll get to why that is in a second. But it was stressful because you don't know if you're going to be able to perform and to what level you're going to be able to perform, how well it's going to perform, like any of that nature. And, there's nothing wrong with this up here. I can assure you of that. Because if there's one thing this guy right here likes, it's sex. That's for sure. All kinds of it. So I know that it's not a that issue, right? So I went and I got on the phone with a pharmacist, if you will, in India, and I got some consumables. And so I was taking consumable testosterone. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no guidelines. I didn't know if I had low T. I didn't know what the hell was actually going on outside of, you watch commercials and you realize, I got ED. It's probably low T. Let me fix it, right? I'll just eat these tablets. So I'm eating the tablets, not really seeing any great improvements. So I was just like, well, shit, this sucks. So then I decided to go to an actual hormonal doctor. And it was a team of two, a man and a woman. And they were very, very helpful. They walked me through a lot of stuff. But, not being licensed, not knowing and not understanding, I was at the mercy of them. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to throw all this shit at me, right? Oh, do this, do this, do this. And I was like, okay, fine. So they had me on some cream, and I was using the cream, and I didn't really see much improvement. And I was like, now here we are, outside of like seeing a true clinical specialist in this field. At that point, I was a few years into this. What the hell's wrong with me? Like, why is this not working? Why does this not do what I wanted to do? I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and so on. Excuse me. And so it wasn't working. I kept telling them I'm not getting the results I'm looking for. It's not really working very well at all, if you will. And so then I decided, you know what? There's nothing wrong with going and seeing a second opinion, right? So I did. And I went to a place in Central Florida. It's called Game Day, and met with the doctor, met with the owner, and went through, did a blood test, did this and that and the other thing. We ran through all my numbers and all that stuff, and we came to the conclusion that okay, yeah, your testosterone isn't optimal, but we'll get it there, and so we'll do injectables. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Like at this point, I don't give a fuck, right? Excuse my French. This is obviously for kids, anyways. But I don't really give a fuck at this point. I just want the thing to work when I want it to work because now it's causing a rift in my relationship, right? And also, it's causing a mental stir up here because I'm disappointed in one, my abilities to perform, two, my abilities to satisfy my partner, and that will do a number on you. Us as guys, we are such simple creatures that we really only need a few things in life to make it through a day, and that's kind of one of them. Whether it's every day, every other day, every few days, how as often as we can possibly get it, right? So when you are trying to get it and it's not working, then it really takes a toll on you. So I was going back and forth with them. Turns out that I still wasn't getting the results that I was looking for. So I decided I was going to go with their what they call a P shot, which is the PRP, which is basically like stem cell stuff, where they take your blood out and they spin it in a centrifuge and they take out the good stuff, if you will, and then they basically inject it in your penis. And then also I was going to do 6 Gainswave treatments, right? So the Gainswave treatments are basically they're acoustical sound waves that they mix with a little bit of shock, but they are acoustical sound waves that they shoot into your penis, and it's supposed to break open or break apart any type of scar tissue, any placards, any buildup, anything that's basically just not allowing the blood to flow properly. And so we went with 3 of those, and then we did the P shot, and then we did 3 more of those. And I do have to say that I've started to see a pretty big improvement. And that's very, very nice. Now, let's get to the part where it's not so nice, right? So at some point, my partner and I were going through this discussion about she feels like, oh, they're just trying to sell you up the river. They're just trying to sell you something. They're just trying to sell you something. I said, look, I don't know any more than you do. So unless you can show me some sort of PhD from you that says that you're a penis professional, then, I hate to tell you this, but I've got to kind of go with this second opinion that I've started to listen to because I feel it's more of like a guy thing. It's more of like a bro office, if you will. And guy's a veteran, he's a war fighter. The doctor is a power lifter, and it's just a good feeling when I go into that office. So, anyways, excuse me, drinking Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar, by the way. But so during all of these treatments, keep having this discussion, right, with the girlfriend. This isn't working. This isn't working. This isn't working. She's taking it personal. Personal. She thinks it's her. I'm like, it's not you. I promise you. I promise you with 100% certainty it is not you, right? And I know that it's not her because I don't have any rules, if you will. I kind of have free reign, if you know what I mean, which is great. I haven't really explored that free reign yet, but I've dabbled here and there. But anyways, she's hot. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy sex with her very much so, and it's a very, very, very enjoyable experience. And to not be able to enjoy that, and to not be able to to provide her the same enjoyment that she originally got when we first got together. It's very frustrating. So I feel like it's kind of driven a wedge in between us, sort of. So fast forward to now the second or the third, if you will, time I'm dealing with this. It's her, right? She says, "Oh, I think I'm off. I think my hormones are off. I'm having hot flashes." She's going through this premenopausal shit, right? And I call it shit because that's what it is. It sucks. I don't have to deal with it. Seeing her go through it, seeing my ex-wife go through it, it does look like it sucks. The hot flashes, for the most part, for sure. But the lack of libido, 100% worst thing ever. That's for me, for us as guys. For them, I think it's probably they could give a shit less. But the hot flashes, I'm sure, are probably pretty bad for them. But for me, it's the lack of libido, right? So when you're making advances and you're constantly getting shut down, and then it's stressing you out because now you no longer, as guys know, as well as I do, we covet that closeness, that physical. It sounds kind of like a cop out, right? Oh, we covet that whole physical thing, so you should have sex with us more often. It's not necessarily that. That is what we enjoy. We enjoy that closeness. We enjoy that skin on skin. We enjoy the kissing and the hugging and the groping and the touching and all the things that come along with it. We enjoy that bond with our partner. Excuse me. I think I'm going through puberty. Anyways, so right now we're kind of at this point where she doesn't have any drive at all. Like, excuse me? None? I mean, here it was just 6 months ago, I was trying to shove a wet noodle in there just because I was like, I just want anything, I just want this. I just want that closeness. I just want that action. I just want that feeling, right? As of right now, it's like there's no libido. When you look at the tank, I mean, the E is basically holding up the needle. There's nothing there. She just flat out admitted it. She's like, I just don't feel it. I just don't feel anything. And I'm like, you don't feel anything for me? Or you don't feel anything for my penis? Or you don't feel anything for us? Like, could you give me a little bit more context? Because that's kind of a blanket statement, and it could go a lot of different ways. And, which direction is it going? So that's where we're at. And I can tell you from being a very sexual person, going from eating steak to eating hamburger helper is a big fucking difference, right? So for me, I don't necessarily need it every day. If I get it every day, I'm cool with it. I like it. I'm not going to cry about it. However, I don't really need it every day. Maybe every 2 or 3 days, maybe 3 or 4. Sometimes I get a little bit more of an itch. Sometimes there's less of an itch, if you know what I mean. But at some point, it's like you get to that point to where it's like, okay, now we've gone 3 days, we've gone 4 days, 5, 6, 7. Then I go down, down to my apartment to work. I'm down there for a few more days, 3, 4 days. Turns into another week. So then I come home, and now we're going on 3 days since I've been home. So now we're going on 2+ weeks, right? And it's an absolute shutdown stonewall every advance. And it is fucking annoying. It's frustrating. It's stressful. And it just downright pisses me off. So I'll backtrack to the second time that I've had to deal with this, right? My ex-wife. She started going through the same things. She said, oh, well, I don't want to do the hormonal treatments because they're expensive. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how much they are. I'll tell you right now, between you, me, and the internet, it's like $200 a month for me for the shots. And they're like, oh no, once you start on testosterone replacement therapy, you're going to be on it forever. So I'm going to have to spend $2,400 a year just to keep my testosterone levels correct. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, we test them every time I go in, test my hemoglobin levels, test my testosterone levels, just to make sure we're at the numbers that we're at. Last time I went in, said my numbers were at like 1,400, and he said, it seems kind of high. You should be somewhere in the 900s. And I was like, I believe it's kind of a body chemistry thing, but again, I'm not licensed. Anyways, so I know that that's how much it is for me. I don't know how much it is for women. I don't know if maybe my ex-wife was just happy enough to where she could just say, I just don't have any libido, so sorry about your bad luck. The upside for her was, or of her, the upside of her was that she would just take one for the team, as a friend of mine would usually say. And that's great because, I mean, we take one for the team as guys all the time, right? All the time. Take out the trash, wash the car, mow the lawn, feed the dogs, make the bed, do the dishes, put the dishes away, put shit in the attic, build this, build that, fix this, fix that, take this person here, take this person there, do this, do that. Oh, give me some money, go shopping, do this, do that. So we do a lot of shit. Now, I'm not saying that they don't get me wrong. So in case there's any women out there that are watching this, if there are, feel free to correct me. But we do, I believe, a lot more. And I say that I believe that I believe as we, the older generation of men, do more. I would hope that we're more respectful than that. But anyways, I know that I do a lot of shit. And I've said it before, and I've started to say it more often because it rings really, really true. People don't do anything with no expectation on the backside. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit statement. What it is it's somebody that said that, and they're like, oh, that sounds great. Like, oh, I just do things just out of the kindness of my heart. The fuck you do? Because you complain to somebody in your life. Somebody. Excuse me. Jesus. I've been dealing with this for years. Years. There's like this, I get this little, like phlegm that comes up in my chest, and then it comes up, and then I end up spitting it out. Thankfully, after who knows how long, it just determines when it wants to make its way out. But anyways, so, where was I? People do things with expectation in mind, right? You expect something in return. Whether you're complaining to your besties, whether you're complaining to a family member, you're complaining to a friend, a coworker, whatever the case is, because somebody didn't do something for you after you did something for them, the reality is that people do things with expectation of return on that investment. It's just the way it goes. It's just the way life is. Now, is everybody like that? No, of course not. Are a majority of people like that? Yeah, absolutely. If I sat in this house all day long and I just sat in front of the TV and did nothing but play PlayStation all day long, right? I would get the wrath of shit when she gets home because I didn't do anything and that she had to go to work all day long. So, and her kids don't do anything. So somebody's got to help her, right? And just out of respect to her and our relationship, that's just the kind of guy that I am. Okay? But for that, I do expect something in return. You make me dinner. That's great. You make your kids dinner. What do you expect from them? Oh, you don't expect anything from them, but you expect something from me. Okay, so see how that works? Yeah, it works just like that. People are just like that. I'm going to hold you to a higher standard than I'm going to hold other people to. Why? Because you're an adult and you should be treated like one. Oh, okay. Cool. So, when I hold you to the same standard, which means, well, after I do all this honey-do list, I expect a little honey-do from you too. Because, yeah, you might make dinner, but I clean up. So that's a wash, right? You might go to work all day, but I still give you some money here and there, right? Maybe I don't give you enough. Financially, I've been kind of fucked up for months now. It's another one of those things. It's just me. It's just who I am. I'm just constantly digging myself out of a fucking hole. Should I get a day job? I probably should. Could I go work for some asshole that's just gonna tell me what to do for $20 an hour? Oh God, it'd be dreadful. Anyways, but no. So we do the things that we do with expectation of return. It's just human nature. I'm not asking for sexcapades. I'm not asking you for you to bring a friend home. I'm not asking you to do anything outside of your comfort zone. I'm not asking you to get in bed and let me have my way with you for hours and hours on end. Let's face it, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen not because you're not going to let me. It's not going to happen because I am not going to physically be able to make that happen. So, in that case, at some point, I feel like you really just need to take one for the team, because I take one for the team, right? As in an adult relationship, is that not a fair assessment? Is that not fair to say that if you and I are in a relationship together and you have expectation of me, I should have expectation of you? And if you respect me as much as I respect you, we should be able to have that conversation and come to some sort of an agreement. She full well knows that, I'm good for a couple of days, 2-3 days or whatever. Once I get to that other point though, and my ex-wife can attest to this, I'm going to start to go this way. And I'm going to start to get really, really antsy, right? And it's really frustrating. And I know that it's probably childish, it's immature, whatever you want to call it. But the reality is, you see other people within someone's life and someone's circle being treated much better than the way that you feel you're being treated, and they're doing less for that treatment. It kind of makes you wonder, well, are you taking my kindness for weakness? Or do you just not respect me enough? Maybe you don't love me enough. Maybe you don't love me at all. Maybe I'm just the do boy. You just put me off and put me off and put me off, and then sooner or later, like not feeding a stray dog, the stray dog will just stop coming home. Just go somewhere else, go find some food elsewhere. Like maybe that's the case. I don't know. Mostly because the communication absolutely sucks. I think I've said this before. I have been faulted for being a shitty communicator. I was a pretty good communicator when I was drinking, and it wasn't really good in the sense of like there was fruitful conversation. I was good because I communicated a lot. It just wasn't very good. So here I am, fast forward to now, and I feel like I'm a pretty good communicator. I don't really raise my voice. I don't yell. I'm not aggressive. I don't bring that side of me out, because I am, in fact, just trying to get that bee with that sugar and that honey. I'm not trying to use salt. I'm just trying to find out what's the deal, what's going on. Talk to me. Why this? Why that? Why do you treat me like this? Why do you talk to me like that? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Why is it that I'm doing this and I'm not getting this? Why is it that when I do this, you do this? Like, why is it like I'm not allowed to ask these questions, right? It's not that I'm not allowed to ask these questions, but when you're talking to somebody that will absolutely just not respond to you when you are speaking to them this close is absolutely infuriating. I'll say that again. It's absolutely infuriating. Now, is that the center of our relationship? No, it's not. Is there a lot of good that goes into our relationship and comes out of our relationship? Yes. Now, as I used to say with my marriage, yeah, when it's good, it's pretty good. When it's bad, it fucking sucks. It's kind of like that, right? So that's where we're at right now. We're at the hormonal stage of I feel like, based off my body, that I'm coming over this hump with this ED thing. Is it perfect? No. Is it where I would like it to be? No. Is it way better than it was? Oh, absolutely. Yes, it is. I'm getting much better response now. And when I am present with her, it's even better. So now I'm like, okay. And let me tell you, that costs a lot of money. Luckily, I got a deal for it. And for the six gains waves and one piece shot, it was $1,200. $1,200 I didn't have, right? And this goes back to like probably one of my previous videos of like having buyer's remorse over things that I end up spending money on that I'm not really sure if it's really a good thing that I should be spending it on, because I have other things I should be spending it on. But I know that bringing sex back into my life and sex back into my partner's life is going to make me happier. It's going to make her happier. Us being happier will make the entire relationship and everything around it much more fruitful, much happier as a whole, right? Yes, that's what I was thinking. But no, she's like, I'm not going to admit I have a problem now, because she's not admitting that she has a problem now. She admits the whole hot flashes, sure. And we all know what that is. But she doesn't want to do anything to fix it. She doesn't want to go and look into it. And I just flat out told her, I said, listen, I don't know any more about your hormones than you did about my hormones. So I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. You're going to do whatever you want to do anyway. So what the fuck difference does it make if I tell you to go see a doctor or not? When you don't feel well and I tell you to go see a doctor, do you do it? No. When your kid doesn't feel well and I tell you, just get on Teladoc, and they can write her a prescription for some antibiotics or some whatever it is that she needs for her cough or her flu or whatever it was that she had for the time. You can do that through Teladoc. Well, their insurance is through their dad. Well, mom and dad don't talk. So I was like, okay, well, maybe you could just suck it up just for this one thing and find out maybe that and then you can call Teladoc and you can get this all resolved for her. No, she won't do it. She doesn't want to do anything that comes out of my mouth as a suggestion for anything. Apparently, I'm just some 50-year-old guy that doesn't know jack shit. I mean, clearly, I don't have a house. My car's not paid off. It's beat up. It's a beat up old truck. I'm going to be homeless in a week because the lease is up on my apartment. I'm in debt through my fucking ass. I'm still paying for my treatments. And all of the other videos that I've done thus far about the woe is me thing are still there. Very much so. I have not won the lottery. I haven't had somebody say, hey, how about I give you $5,000 and you pay off your shit and get back on your feet. So I tread water every day. And I try to find that peace in my life, which consists of physical contact between me and my partner. And I can't even get that. So, is it safe to be able to figure out why the male suicide rate is so high in the United States? Repression. We're just structured to repress. Stick it down in the cellar, put it in a mason jar, put it on the counter, and then close the door to the cellar and don't go back down there because it's nothing but darkness down there. I'm not saying that that's me. I'm not saying that I'm in any way, shape, or form suicidal. Not it. Not me. I carry a gun. And if that was the case, this video wouldn't even be taking place. So I'm not that guy. However, there are plenty of people that are out there that are going through things that are very similar to my situation. And the reason why I decided to start doing this isn't so I could go on here to YouTube and I could go on there and cry about them. Oh, my poor fucking life, my poor fucking life. You guys should all follow me, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that other stuff so I could get monetized and I can start making money off YouTube, and then I can start doing more and more better videos and this and that and the other thing. No, my whole purpose for this video, and I think I've said this before in previous videos, is to be able to find somebody that's relatable. Because I don't relate to half of these guys out here that are doing men's mental health shit. I just don't. You can look right at them. You can look at their background. You can look at their screen, their overlay, and all that stuff. You can look at all that and you can see to yourself, I don't relate to this guy. You're just talking to me. Like, you're not talking with me. Like, I don't relate to you at all. Like, the stories that you're telling me aren't stories of yours. They're stories of somebody else that gave them to you. And because you have the platform to speak on them, you go ahead and relay them to everybody. No, this is my life. And I'm sure that there's probably people out there that are going to watch this video and the videos prior to this one, and they're going to relate to a guy like me, a blue-collar guy, basically living paycheck to paycheck. I'm with a girl that's just out of my league. You know, we've already covered that, the whole house, car, job, you know, who knows, investments, whatever the case is. All those things, out of my league. But, you know, I'm happy with her for the most part. She's happy with me, I believe, for the most part. And so here I am, just trying to be happy in my life. And sometimes life just kicks you in the fucking nuts, sends you to the ground. And you're like, well, shit, I guess I just got to wait for the stomach ache to go away and then get back up and do it all over again. But the hormones thing is a really, really big issue. Now, whether or not this is just, you know, them telling me at the men's health place that, you know, oh yeah, guys of all ages are going through this, young guys are going through it, high testosterone, low testosterone, high libido, low libido, blah, 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 blah. We're seeing younger and younger people going through this because of stress levels and this and that and the other thing. It's like half of these people, I don't even understand where their fucking stress comes from. You know, you're driving a $100,000 pickup truck. You've got a boat. You got a smoking hot spouse. You got a big house. You look at their social media and you're like, man, this guy's got it all. What the fuck is his problem? More money, more problems? Maybe. I don't know. But the hormonal thing, it will absolutely wreck you. You know, mentally and physically. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm just going off of what the people that have gone to school and have learned more than me. That's why I went and got the second opinion. I believe the second opinion was a good choice, but it's expensive. Oh my God. I can't wait to be paid off on these other things so I can drop back down to the $200 a month thing. Because, But the whole purpose for this video was, one, to get back on YouTube, two, to tell my story. Because I'm sure that should you stumble on this video and you watch it all the way through 33 minutes and 20 seconds, probably about 35 minutes, which is a long one for me, you're probably going to say, holy shit, man, I can relate to this guy. Because, you know, maybe you're going through the same thing. Maybe you are going through an ED thing. Maybe you are suffering from a low T, and, you know, maybe things just aren't working out for you like they should. Or maybe your partner is going through the same thing. And all I can say at this point is go get checked, man. Go get checked. Because you might as well get out ahead of it before it happens. Because let me tell you, you don't want to be in bed with your hot wife who's all ready to go and you guys are kissing and getting hot and heavy, or you're on the couch or whatever, and things are just going the right way, and you're thinking to yourself, why am I not hard yet? Like, why is this not working? Like, what the fuck? And then you get into bed and you're trying to like, what's going on here? You're slapping the thing around and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you're like, I don't know. You don't want that. I promise you, you don't want that. And I'm telling you, not from a guy that's got this fucking letter from some dude off the internet that's giving you this story to tell you. I'm giving it to you from my life that happened to me. And it's it doesn't really happen to me very often. I mean, granted, it's been a couple weeks, so who knows? I mean, if the fucking thing might not work at all anymore. But no, I have. I have been noticing a lot more spontaneous erections. Um, you know, more frequent, harder, longer. So, yeah, I think things are going in the right directions. Relaying that to my partner seems like it's kind of falling on deaf ears. So I don't know. But I mean, I guess when she kisses me and goes off to work, still talks to me, still feeds me every day, still lets me stay in her house, hadn't told me I have to leave. So, I mean, maybe she's just going through it too. I don't know. She's definitely not as vocal as I am. But, anyways, I'm going to get off of here. It's already 35 and 37, so I know it's a long one for me, and I apologize. Like I've said before, I try to keep these somewhere under 30 minutes because I know what it can be like. Just sit here and listen to somebody talk for a fucking half an hour. Because when I'm sitting in front of the TV trying to watch fishing videos or whatever, I'm like, dude, half an hour video fishing? I don't know that I can watch this. Can I just fast forward to the good stuff? Yes. But you can't do that when you're just see some dude's face and all you can't fast forward through the audio. But anyways, if you have made it this far, I do appreciate you. I'm more than happy to be open and vocal about my situation, my circumstances, what I've gone through, how I got to where I'm at now, in regards to the hormonal thing and anything else for that matter. You know, if you feel like you relate to me in any way, shape, or form, and you wanna chat some more, absolutely. Send me a message, like, comment, subscribe. You know, all the YouTube stuff, you know, the algorithm thing. I'll do the best I can to put some hashtags on there, but never really know which hashtags to put on there. But anyways, yeah, reach out, man. And it's like all the other men's mental health and men's health channels out there, you know, just trying to help fellow man be happier and more productive in society. So until the next time, which would be, I'm going to say, within a week, I'm going to get my ass back in gear. I might start streaming, gaming. I'm going to start doing some streaming shopping so I can supplement my income with that. So I'm going to do some of that stuff, but none of those channels are going to intermingle because it's just kind of corny to, you know, bring this channel into like gaming or this channel into like live shopping. No. Anyways, so again, thank you all for your time. I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Like as I said before, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you staying here and hanging out this long for with me. And until the next time, tell someone you love.